This week's episode of Resilience Unscripted is sponsored by PK Law Group.
This week's episode of Resilience Unscripted is brought to you by an obstruction of art. You see teenage star that you call in halo.
Welcome back to another episode of Resilience Unscripted. This week, we're here for episode 20 with Ty Austin, known as Pearl Handle
That
in
be
the
I.
music industry.
Yes.
How are you, my dear?
I am blessed. How are you, my dear?
I'm good. Thank you
Good.
for coming to see us.
Thank you for having me.
Where should we begin?
We can begin wherever you like.
Let's start about your recovery.
Oh, yes, most importantly, without recovery, there's nothing. So you want me just to give you a little...
Give me the rundown. When
Oh.
did you get into recovery?
I got into recovery on December 14th, 2018.
for
This
you.
time around, I was a chronic relapser prior to that. But for this stretch, it's been since December 14th, 2018.
Awesome.
Mm-hmm.
You're coming up on 7 years?
Yep, on December 15th. I count December 15th as my sober date because that's the first 24 hours that I had sober.
I love that. Where did it start for you,
Where did what start?
your recovery?
To be honest, my recovery started, well, my son, he's also an upcoming artist. I used to go to his shows and things like that. But at that time, I wasn't clean. I was drinking like a fish in a daggone fish tank. And I went to one of his shows and they caught it on film where I embarrassed myself and him. And when they sent it to him, he showed it to me and was like, "Ma, you're always welcome to come to my shows, but you can't come to my shows if you're gonna be drinking because of this." And he showed me and I was just like, oh. So that's what started the hamster to start turning, like, oh no, I want to be a part of my son's with his achievements. And that started it. And then I ran into someone who I used to indulge with. And they were doing very well. So, they say sometimes it's by attraction. And like when I seen how far along this individual has came, that was more motivation.
Right.
And I asked him, I'm like, "Hey, what are you doing? Like, what are you doing?" And he said it straight out. He was like, "I'm going to meetings. If you want to live a better life, go to the meeting." I was like, okay. I'm like, he had a car and everything at this time. Now, where we was at, we didn't have cars when I was active. We were active. So, yeah. He was like, "Come to the meeting." I said, "Can you give me a ride to the meeting?" He was like, "No, I'm not going to give you a ride to the meeting, but if you get to the meeting, I'll make sure you get back." You know what I mean? And I didn't understand it at that time, but now I do.
Now looking back, you do.
I do, because if I really want to achieve, recovery, and be successful, I have to be willing to put in that work. Like he said, if I get there, he'll get me home. And that's exactly what happened. After that, I was off and running to the races.
Did you go through any programs when you first started?
Not this time. I didn't have to.
No.
Honestly, all the information. I was a chronic relapser. I've been in 1,000 programs 1,000 times. Programs out of state, in state, local, everything. And every time I went there, I picked up things that I call like a golden tool, a golden nugget. That information that they have in the recovery books, the Alcoholics Anonymous, the 12 and 12.
Yeah.
That stuff is all information, and it works if you utilize it, if you apply it. But each time I went in and out of these detoxes, these programs, I realized that I had all the information I needed. I just never applied it. So this time I just did it meetings. I did, you know how they say in the first 90 days, 90 meetings, 90 days. I did like 180 meetings in 90 days.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I had to. I wanted it that bad.
So you applied all the prior knowledge this time around, instilled going to the meetings. Were you working with anybody like a recovery coach or a sponsor during that time?
In the beginning, I didn't have a sponsor, but upon going to the meetings, I just started introducing myself, you know, to the ladies. You know, I introduced myself and I would get numbers. And eventually I started building a relationship with these women. And after a while, I'm like, oh, I know exactly who I need to be my sponsor, you know, because once you start networking and things like that, you start to get to know people and you know, you'll feel who's fit for you.
Mm-hmm.
And then I eventually got a sponsor and then it just kept going from there.
Do you still have the same sponsor?
I do not have the same sponsor, only because she moved far away. But I do have a sponsor, and I actually have 3 sponsees that I
love
sponsor
that.
now.
That's
Mhm.
awesome. What
Yeah.
would you tell somebody who's just starting their recovery? What would be the best piece of advice you can give them?
Get numbers, utilize those numbers, because if you're struggling, just know that people who are in these halls, they really want to help. You know what I mean? In the beginning of your recovery, it's scary. It's scary. Change is scary. And, you know, if you don't be transparent and be willing to speak about what's really going on,
Mhm.
how can you get help? A closed mouth doesn't get fed.
That's right.
And also, meeting makers really do make it. Like, you gotta go to meetings because even if you're not sharing at every meeting, you're gonna hear something that you need to hear
Mhm.
that's necessary. Go to those meetings and sit in intensive care. Intensive care is the first row, as close to the front that you can get. That's where I need it to be. You know, I would make all those recommendations and don't pick up no matter what. Like, life is life on life terms. Life shows up when we don't want it to,
Mhm.
when it's least expected. Like, it don't matter if you don't pick up that one time, you won't have to pick up again. Because once you pick up, the next one's mandatory. That's it.
That's awesome, though. That
Mm.
is the truth. And, you know, something a lot of people sometimes don't want to hear it, but that is the truth. Life keeps going and we keep getting hurdles in our way,
Mhm.
whether you're in recovery or not. If you just decide to make one wrong decision, it's all down the drain from there.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did you start your music career shortly after you got into recovery?
Not shortly after. I actually just started my music career in February of this year. So it's been less than a year since I've been putting my music out there and performing and things like that. But before I became addicted to the drugs and alcohol, before the drugs took me out of my realm,
Mhm.
I was doing music. I just didn't know how to put it out there. Back then in the 90s, we didn't have the resources and the outlets that we have now,
Mhm.
like social media and things like that. It was so much harder to push your
So
music.
you were always into music.
Always, yes.
And now, since being in recovery, it's something you're able to do full time, part time.
I would say I would say I do it full time,
That's
but
awesome.
no, for real. I do it full time, but I'm also a full time parent, full time grandparent, and I have a full time job. So yeah,
What's your typical 9 to 5? What do you do?
I'm a PCA.
Good for
I
you.
work for people with disabilities and elderly.
And that can be trying too.
Oh, it is. It is. But
That-
you know what?
yeah.
I love a challenge, girl. Listen, I love a challenge.
That can be very hard, but it's rewarding.
It
And that's
is.
what I say about working in this field is there's days you want to rip your hair out of your head. And then
Mhm.
there's days when you see somebody make it back to their family, you know,
blessing.
make it back to seeing their children, getting a job, making 90 days. Like, that's a big achievement.
Absolutely. And you know, like with the my 9 to 5, it's like I get more joy out of just knowing that, okay, I helped this individual. You know what I mean? I help them wholeheartedly, like without no strings. Yeah, of course I'm getting paid, but that, that's
we
not
all
the gist
have to
of
get
it.
paid.
Like I gotta pay my bills, but yeah, I mean I love helping people.
It takes a special person to have the patience to do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I think, like, regardless of the pay, it's something that you feel comfortable going to work doing every day, and
And
that
I'm happy.
children and grandchildren can put their trust into your hands, or parents can put their trust into your hands to take care of their loved ones. So
Absolutely.
that's huge.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's definitely one of my strengths. Children and elderly people, definitely.
I don't know if I'll ever have kids.
Huh?
I don't know if I'll ever have kids, but I can tell you this much: I have a lot of patience for elderly. But kids, they make me nervous.
No, look, don't be nervous.
Tim, stop laughing.
Don't be nervous. Like seriously,
I keep saying this
if
to
you
my family.
like, you know, if you have the patience that you have for children and dealing with other women, and your
I have a lot of patience for that.
You definitely can deal with babies. They're children. They are just so amazing.
I keep
Of
telling
course,
my
they have
parents
their
this.
tantrums, but you're teaching them. You're teaching them, and that's a lot. If you could deal with all these multiple personalities, girl, dealing with children is easy.
I want to talk about that a little bit.
Okay.
When getting into early recovery, right,
Mm-hmm.
did you feel that the personalities, like there was multiple? Did you feel like you had multiple personalities? 'Cause I know a lot of girls will come into the house.
I still do have multiple personalities. Honestly.
They'll come in the house and it's like, I hate to say it, but sometimes like Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, we're over here. Like we're
Yeah.
happy, we're laughing, we're crying. And I'm like, within a split second, like what the hell is going on?
So that's just a part of the chemical imbalance that we've inflicted on our bodies from however long we've been actively using or drinking. You know, I still have those Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde moments.
I think I got them too sometimes.
Like for real.
But
people used to tell
I'm
me
talking like split second.
yeah, me too. Like 1 second I'm kiki kaka, the next minute I'm like, don't even think about it. You know what I mean? So it's just it's a natural thing, you know.
Chemical imbalance is a real thing, and
It really
a lot of
is.
people don't talk about it. And I think people kind of use it as like, oh yeah, chemical imbalance. Like
So
it's not real, but it is.
oh no, it's definitely real. And so I would also recommend for anybody, whether it's early recovery, long-term recovery, to get therapy, like for real, because therapy really helps. You know, it's also a part of a recovery treatment. You know what I mean? Me as far as myself, like all the pain that I've inflicted on myself and other people, you know, all the things that I've seen or done, I need therapy. You
We
know
all
what I
do.
mean?
I go
Like even if you're not in recovery, therapy works if you want it to work.
sometimes twice.
You got
a
to
week.
have the right therapist though. You can't just, you know, it has to be a right mix.
Yeah.
Just like being in the right program or being in the right, having the right sponsor. You have to have it. It has to be a perfect mix.
Do you
a great
believe
mix.
in IOP PHPs?
I do. I believe in anything that is geared towards helping a person get back on track.
So if somebody relapsed and was living in a home, and I know we talked about this before we turned the cameras on,
Go ahead.
and they relapse, they're in a home, what would you suggest as like a treatment plan, so to say, from that point forward? Would you suggest sending them to detox? Would you tell them they need to find a new house? Like, how would you handle that?
So I personally,
because I like what you said before we turned the cameras
yeah.
on. I want
so
everyone else to
me
hear it.
personally, being a chronic relapser, I would strongly recommend further going back into detox, doing the whole beginning stage of your recovery over. Get a detox, then a 30-day, then a 90-day, because we all know that it takes 90 days. Well, everybody doesn't know that, but I know that it takes 90 days for the chemicals of alcohol and drugs to get out of your system. And then after that, that's when you start working on yourself. You know what I mean? To just go and do a detox and then allow the person back in the house is not going to be helpful. It's more harmful, not just to that individual, but to the other residents that are there, because they haven't had the full time to really go through the full treatment process. You know, yeah, basically further treatment, after at least 90 days of consistent treatment after a relapse in a house. Then we look back into having you back in the house.
Right. You said you have some sponsees.
I do.
Do you do the step work with them?
Absolutely.
So you're a firm believer in step work.
Yes.
I love that.
Yes, definitely. The
I
12 and
I
12.
think that's the way.
Step work, and we work on the traditions the same way my sponsor does with me. We've even gotten to a point to where I just got a new sponsor not too long ago. Kudos. Thank you so much for all your help. I'm not, I can't throw the name out there. Would never do that anyway. But we got it to where we're in the process of getting all of us together and doing the step work and the 12 and 12 together.
That's awesome.
Yeah, as a group thing. Because individuals get drunk, groups don't. Unless you meet at the bar.
We're not going to do that.
We're not going to do that.
We're
No.
gonna go sit at Dunkin' Donuts or something. We're not doing that.
Right here,
We're
boo.
on Dunkin'.
Oh, that's right.
What's upcoming for you?
So right now, I'm currently in the stage of my music where I just released another single. It's called First Things First. I'm just gonna roll out a few more singles because I am in the beginning stage of putting my music out there. So I'm trying to get a feel of what my audience likes from me, what they want more of from me. So lately I just been dropping all singles.
Okay.
I am working on a full EP.
All right.
But that's not gonna drop until sometime in 2026.
Okay.
Yeah. But I just dropped the new video too. The Get Back video featuring Joe Casso and Hayden LeBlanc.
Okay.
That's my first video
Hayden
that I
was
dropped.
on here too.
Oh, that's my homie. What up, broski? Oh, I love Hayden. He's amazing.
Is comical.
He really is.
He is hilarious.
He
I'll
is.
tell you, and
I
a
love
really
my
good
brother.
person.
That's my brother for real. Brother from another mother. Yeah. So I just dropped that. I have another video that's already completed. I'm not gonna drop that till January.
Okay.
January or February maybe. But yeah, I have a lot of things going on behind the scenes. I'm gonna do more interviews, and thank you for having me.
Absolutely.
Yeah, because I've done like a lot within this first few months of me putting my music out there. Like I've traveled all the way to DC. I performed in DC. I've been in Connecticut, New York on a couple occasions. Yeah, Rhode Island. So right now it's time for me to really just fall back and work on this major project.
Good.
Mm-hmm.
Who is your biggest influence in the music industry?
Like currently or
Anyone.
in general?
In general.
Whew. Well, honestly, Exit Fame, as far as, Exit Fame, I got to give it to my brother E. Because I was there like from his first performance as Exit Fame all the way up, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And seeing him working on what he's doing as far as his recovery, and then still putting in the work with the music and everything, he also played a part in making it known to me, like, oh, listen, I could do this. You know what I'm saying? So he's my biggest inspiration as far
love
as
that.
yeah,
I really
real
do.
talk.
He
Real
was
talk.
on here too a couple weeks ago.
Listen, the whole
We got
family.
the whole family.
That's the whole family.
Math is here too.
Okay.
Yeah. The whole family. We got
I
everybody
love you too, Math. Yeah, I love my family.
But they're very inspirational.
They really
and
are.
They speak from their hearts, and they're honest, and they're truthful, and they're just raw about it. And I feel like anybody who's going through mental health addiction, even if it's an eating disorder, you have to be raw about it.
That
if you're
part.
not honest about it,
If you're not honest about it, you're not going to recover from it.
you're gonna sugarcoat it.
Right. And there's no sugarcoating anything that we've been through or anything that we're continuing to go through. You know what I mean? Like, period. This journey, the journey of recovery, right? I'm saying, like, in the beginning,
It's rough.
no, in the beginning for me, it wasn't rough because I came all in. I had both. When I came in this time, I came in with both feet in. Like, I was volunteering to do all the work at the meetings. I was just, willing to do whatever it took.
This time it was different for you. Like, you knew this was it. You knew this was like the end all.
It is. I know, because I know for me, I don't have, I have another relapse, but I know I don't have another recovery.
That's right.
And I got to keep it like that, because if I don't think like that, then that's when the thinking will come into play.
Mm-hmm.
And I ain't willing to risk it.
No. Don't.
I got too much. I got too much to lose and a lot more to gain. You know what I'm saying? I got so much more to gain. So why even play with it? Like, it's nothing to play with. And a lot of people ask me, like, well, how can you're in recovery, how can you be up in these bars and everything with everybody smoking and drinking and everything? Listen, it's just because I know that's not what I choose to do.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? I'm like so firm on that it doesn't even bother. The weed smoke bothers me. I ain't even gonna front, but you'll see me running in and out 1,000 times, in and out of the venue, just to get some fresh air. But yeah, other than that, as far as no,
I worked at a club as a waitress, and the smell of weed would drive me nuts. Like, I could not stand it.
Crazy, girl. I'm like,
I can stomach cigarettes more than I can. Don't shake your head. No, there's something about the smell of Marlboro Reds. Okay, it's just like, it's refreshing to me. I don't know why. I've never smoked a day in my life, but it's like, I'll let you smoke in my car. We're fine with that. The second you think you're gonna smoke weed, get away from me. I don't know, the smell.
No,
it's nauseating.
I can't stomach it. I mean, even weed before it's rolled up, like, I'd be like, oh no, you can't roll that up in here.
No,
please don't.
It's nauseating.
It is.
It's just not for me.
It is. So, but yeah, other than that, honey, I'm going with rolling with the punches. Like, I'm not giving up, and a lot of people would ask me because of my age, like, oh, why'd you decide to? No, listen, I don't care. I told my kids before I even got into the music, this time, like, I don't care. I'll be on the daggone stage in a walker, with long as I'll have the microphone attached to the walker, and I'm gonna be spitting my bars, because that's my gift. You know what I mean? And I enjoy it. Like, I didn't get clean just to live a dull life. No, I'm gonna do my best to achieve the goals that
you want to.
I already had set. I
love that for you.
And let me tell you, and no funny, like, I didn't even think I was gonna go this far with the music. I just wanted to get my music out there on YouTube. I just wanted to perform a little bit. And now it's like, okay, I'm all in now.
You gotta be all in.
I'm all in. Like, listen, I'm putting on for the city.
Good.
Yeah. All day. No matter where I go, I represent Boston.
Good. Born and raised in Boston.
Born and raised. Yeah. I've lived in other states, but ain't no place like home.
That's right.
Oh, dog.
That's damn right.
That's for real.
It's just how we are.
Yeah, serious.
Can take us out of the area, but you'll never take
the area out of us.
Exactly.
That's not happening.
No. No. If somebody was in recovery and wanted to leave, right? Not relapse, but leave, what would you tell them?
Don't do it. Don't leave. Don't give up. Like, the miracle has not even begun yet. You know what I'm saying? Like, there is just so much more that you're going to benefit from in the long term if you stick it out. Like, at least ride it out until your discharge date. Don't just up and leave. Because if you do that, you're setting yourself up for failure. Like, real talk.
It's the truth, though.
Yeah.
Are you still accepting sponsees?
Right now, no.
Okay.
Only because my plate is really full with the 3 that I have, plus my personal life, plus the music. It's
a lot.
It's just enough. I wouldn't say it's a lot. It's just enough. I don't want to overdo myself. You know what I mean? Because then I wouldn't be able to give them the full attention that they need. But I am willing to, like, not fully sponsor, but temporary sponsor, or be like a guide. You can always reach out to me if you need.
Let the people know how to get in touch with you.
Okay, so you can reach out. You can find me at TYAUSTIN on Facebook, And on Instagram, PEARL.handle, HANDLE. You can DM me if you just need to talk or whatever, and we'll take it from there. But only serious inquiries only, especially when it comes down to this recovery, because I don't play
Yeah.
with my recovery, so I will not allow no one else to play with my recovery.
That's right. How did you come up with the name Pearl Handle?
I didn't come up with that name. Actually, my uncle gave me that name back in the 90s.
Okay.
He's also an artist. Like the music just runs in
Through
my
your family.
bloodline. Yeah. I have my oldest son, my youngest daughter.
Okay.
She sings and she raps. My oldest son, he raps. My uncle, he's a old school artist. I guess my whole bloodline, like my cousins, my nephews, yeah, and my granddaughter. My granddaughter, 5 years old, the one I just dropped off.
Really?
She just made a song,
Aw.
and she spit it freestyle through the whole thing.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Tim, do you have anything to do with any of this? Do you have anything to do with any of this? Like, do you produce any of the music?
So yeah, me and Tim definitely gonna get a
Yeah,
collab
good.
going. I heard that last track that he been holding on to, holding in the cut. We definitely gonna get that collab. I'm rocking with Tim. But he
good.
does do all my show mixes. He does all my show mixes. He just did all my radio edits.
Love that.
So that way my music can be played on the radio without all the curses and the stuff that shouldn't be on the radio. So yeah. So I mean, Tim's my brother too now, like my brother.
Tim's part of the family.
Oh yeah, that's it. That part.
He's always like part of the family now.
You know, and moving, like when I start doing my own shows and stuff like that, putting together events. Tim's gonna be one of my DJs.
I love that.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little about the nonprofit you formed.
Oh yeah. So I also have an LLC too. It's called
Okay.
Lit Entertainment, LIT Entertainment, but it's Living in Truth Entertainment.
Okay.
I formulated that first, but I haven't really been working on that business like I should. I'm more focused on the nonprofit. It's called New Life Outreach Inc.
Okay.
It's a nonprofit. It's a re-entry program. We are catering to people not just coming out of prison and jails. We're catering to people who have lost their way and giving them a way to reintegrate back into society, whether it's from prison, incarceration, whether it's from domestic violence, and whether it's from drug addiction. So say per se, someone is graduated a sober house or just left out of a detox and they're trying to reintegrate back into society. We provide resources and things like that with them. Domestic violence survivors, people who have separated from their abusers, we want to make sure they have a safe place to go to where they feel safe and they are safe.
Right.
If I got to hire security, I'll do that too for them ladies or men, because men get abused too.
Oh, they do.
So, and then people coming out of prison who just want to get back into society, and not just get back into society, who want to be able to survive and have stability throughout the whole process. My long-term goal with this nonprofit is to get sober homes, halfway houses, domestic violence houses. Yeah. So I'm really, this is another reason why I'm gonna fall back on the performing part, of my music, my art. So that way I can work on this nonprofit, because I feel like it is so important to have these resources for people who are in need.
It is. It really is. And there's not enough of them lately to go around.
Right.
So what you do and the way that you're able to touch on all three aspects of each situation, it's huge, because you don't see nonprofits do domestic violence, addiction, like it's just either one or the other.
Right.
So the fact that you're working on all three and you're able to provide resources for all three is huge. And that's something that sets you apart from a lot of different organizations.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I wanted to touch so many more areas or different fields of people in need, but my business they suggested, my business advisor suggested that they wanted me just to stick to one or two, and I'm like, listen, no, all three of these are equally equal to me, equally important.
Right.
You know what I mean? And I've been through all of those situations, so it's really important.
It is.
Thank you, honey.
You're welcome. Do you have anything else you want to tell the viewers before we end episode 20? I can't believe we're on 20 already.
Oh, okay. So, yeah, no, I just want to let everybody know, like, when you see someone who's out there who is not doing well, don't put them down. Don't trash them. If you can't help them, then just keep it moving. Because I see so many times, like, when people be doing these videos and live streams of people leaning and all, like, that's not cool. If you're not gonna help them, don't do that. Like, for real, because you never know. God forbid, it could be someone who's close to you next that has that turn. You know what I mean? And how would you feel if someone was putting your family member out there on social media like that? It's just not cool.
Gosh.
If you're not gonna help, then don't do nothing at all. And yeah, again, thank you guys for having me.
You're welcome.
Thank you for nominating me. And I'm just blessed to be here. And for anyone struggling with addiction, yo, listen, life is a journey. Do not give up no matter what. Keep fighting a good fight because it is so worth it. Like, I don't have everything that I feel like I should have, but I do have the ability to make sound minded decisions. I have my children coming back into my lives. I have grandchildren who do not have to see me use again as long as I don't pick up. If that's not enough hope for you, trust me, if you don't understand it, you will. Just give it another day. Don't give up. Bottom line. My name is Ty Austin, aka Pearl Handle. Shout out to T. Thank you guys for having me. Ooh, I'm out.
Bye.
Peace.